Hello everyone, my name is John Bussart. I'm an HP Solutions Center engineer for Ingram Micro. I help support servers, blade systems, storage, as well as networking technology solutions from HP. In this series of videos, we're exploring the ProLiant Generation 9 line of systems. In my videos, what I like to do is show you a slide from a popular PowerPoint, explain to you what that means within the management interface. Today I have chosen Intelligent Provisioning. Intelligent provisioning is a way of doing an automated install of an operating system. Intelligent provisioning replaces Smart Start. Intelligent provisioning is also built into firmware on the motherboard, unlike Smart Start, which I'd have to burn an optical disc and actually boot off of it. Intelligent provisioning allows us to do other things as well, like configure an array, as well as download updates, and get diagnostic information on the system. So with that being said, let's proceed and actually look at this interface. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you how this works through ILO. Let me power on this system. So ILO is the remote management processor on an HP server. If you want to learn a little bit more about ILO, I'd recommend going back and looking at some of my prior videos. I do have one on the ILO management engine. And obviously what I've done is powered on my system. We'll actually watch the BIOS kind of scroll on by. Now, obviously, an installation of an operating system does take a little bit of time, so I would like to keep these videos kind of short. So I'm going to pull out some of the dead space and kind of fast forward some things. So if you want to look at the actual time, I would look down here. Also, if you don't know a lot about ILO, this is the actual interface into the system itself. This down here is my actual desktop for my laptop that I'm working off today. Okay, once we switch to this screen, we'll see that I can press F10 to enter Intelligent Provisioning. So I'm going to do that. As you can see, the system has kicked back a little bit of an error, and that's only because the array controller hasn't been configured yet. I'm going to press F1 actually to continue. At this point, I could choose whether or not I want to go to the Smart Storage Administrator or into the scripting tools. I'm actually just going to go straight into Intelligent Provisioning. If I hadn't configured Intelligent Provisioning in the past, since I've already booted up this server, I already put in some information as far as the network settings and ILO settings. So we're actually going to skip right on by this because I've already put that information in. And now we're at the main Intelligent Provisioning page where I get to choose whether I want to do a configure and an install or if I want to perform maintenance. So quickly I'm going to go into the perform maintenance section and show you just the different options that we have, such as the Smart Storage Administrator, so the ability to be able to configure an array, as well as Insight Diagnostics. I'm going to click Previous. And we're actually going to go into the Configure and Install section. Right, now we're going to select some of our hardware settings. I'm going to use no change for my system profiles, but you can download the updates and apply them before you do the install. In the consideration of time, I'm actually going to skip the update for this install. You can also see that it's also detected that I have a fiber channel controller within the system. That fiber channel controller is mainly there to in case I want to boot from SAN. So now it's giving me a warning that it's going to reset all my disks. So reconfigure my RAID array. I'm going to click OK. And now we're on to step 2, where I can actually select my OS family. And you can see we have a variety of OSs that we can choose to install. I can choose a recommended setting where there's a default username and password to log into the environment. I actually want to change that, so I'm going to select a customize install. And then I could choose my source media. I'm going to choose a disk, so I'm actually going to use virtual media. The system has kicked back an error saying I need to attach some optical or ILO media before continuing. So keep in mind that I'm managing this system remotely. I'm nowhere near this server right now. I'm actually going to connect my Windows disk through my ILO connection. I'll select this system. I'll select open on that disk and select open. Then I'll select continue. Now it's going to scan my optical discs. Now I'm going to have to give some additional information. What version of my operating system I want to install. Since it detected it was 2012, I'm going to choose Data Center. I'm going to give it a name and just call it IP for Intelligent Provisioning. Put in my password. This will be for the administrator password for Windows. My organization name, as well as the owner. And then we'll move forward. Now it's going to come up again and give me a warning. It's going to let me know it's going to erase everything on the system and replace it with this new operating system install. Of course, that's what we want to do, so I'm going to select Continue. And now we'll watch it prepare the system by actually formatting out the disk and layering on the window files, the window win files and things like that. Now that the boot WIM is done, we're going to move on to the install WIM. Okay, we're moving on with some other files, part of the install process. Okay, now the system is rebooted. We're going through the initial BIOS screens. Continuing on through the boot process. This time we don't need to press F10 to go into Intelligent Provisioning. The installation process will kind of move on through in an automated fashion. I think it's also nice to know some of the other value adds that HP offers as a part of their ProLiant servers actually show up in the bottom over here. Continuing on through the boot process, if you notice, we didn't get any message about the array controller not being configured because a part of the intelligent provisioning process it configured the array controller. System is going through the environment and actually going to lay down some information and actually set it up for the installation. And now we're going into the actual Windows installation. At this point, we have to accept the Microsoft licensing agreement. That can be modified inside your ISO if you want to go beyond that. But now we're actually going to go through the Windows installation. We're starting to copy our Windows files. Now the system is going to automatically restart for us. And now I'll watch the initial boot screens go through again. Getting devices ready. And then again, the system is going through another reboot process. Now it's asking us to put into our product key. So this is only the second time that we had to go through the install process and actually stop. Again, this can be automated within your ISO. Now we're going to go through the process of installing the care pack drivers and software. Now we're going to be signed out and we're going to reboot again. And now the system's restarting. We once again see the HP logo as a part of our boot process. And here we are at the finish installation. I'm going to go up, I'm going to send a Control-Alt-Delete to the system and log in with the password that I gave the installation process. And here we are inside the environment. Real quick, I'm going to go into Device Manager and show you that the system has been set up correctly with the right storage controllers, right network adapters, and even things like the video card that's built on board as a part of this automated install. So again, Smart Start allowed us to be able to input a few simple information at the beginning of the installation process, and then we were actually able to walk away while the installation continued. There was only 2 times with 2012 that I had to stop by, and that's one to agree with the licensing agreement, and another time to actually put in a serial number if I happen to want to put in a serial number. But again, you can go back and modify your Windows ISO and put that information in there, so you could go on by that process. So I hope you gained a lot out of this video, and thank you for watching.